Coach BK here with Braving Karma Coaching, or BK Coaching for short, leader of the Wolf Pack. I wanted to take a moment to share with you my coaching philosophy. I have a couple of rules for myself. One of them is I follow my ethics. And with the people that I work with, I work to help educate them, inspire them, suggest, maybe push a little bit, for them to learn that next lesson that's right in front of them, be a partner in that journey with them to help them get to the next best version of themselves, whatever aspect that is. I'm a nutrition coach, health coach, lifestyle coach, Ironman triathlete coach, and I find that it all just kind of has come together as one. A lot of the time I tell my folks that are taking on Ironman for the first time, we will be doing Ironman coaching and we will be doing life coaching, because signing up for an Ironman and accomplishing Ironman will require you to clean up some of your life stuff. So I wanted to kind of express how I am as a coach. I am an engineer by degree, but I'm also an artist and a painter. And so I do plan, I do kind of push people to do the plan, get the boxes checked off. But one of the most important aspects in all of this is life balance, so lifestyle coaching. There's so many different aspects to a happy, content life. You know, it's being fit, it's being healthy, it's being financially well off, emotionally well off, spiritually being where you want to be. Your environment is important. There's all these different aspects in life, and not that I address all of these, but we do have conversations regarding, hey, you know, if you're kind of stressed out and this is affecting your training, what are some other things that you can do to make little bitty changes to just make the whole thing better? Kind of like a song or a piece in orchestra. When one instrument is out of tune, it changes everything. But if we can identify that one thing, make a little bit of changes, sometimes just a little bit of a tweak can bring all of those notes back into harmony. So in the background, that's kind of what I'm thinking about with each of the people that I'm working with. Try to make connections with them, listen well, hopefully be happier and healthier on the other side of working with me and with our group. So in the last year, I took on the challenge of Ironman Texas, in combination with having a couple of heart surgeries and working to regain my health. And through all of that, the biggest lesson that I learned was to always do your best. Find the line where you need to pull back and whining. Find that line where you are giving everything that you have at the moment. All things considered, being that you are you, you're also maybe a spouse or a parent or a worker, and balancing all of that. Not just being the best athlete that you can, but learning how to balance all of these different aspects in life and having the best time possible, giving the best effort. And when we learn how to do that, we learn how to stretch and grow and push ourselves and mentally give it everything we have, so physically we can give it everything we have. We learn this ability to dig deeper, give more. We learn that the limits that we had set on ourselves might not quite be true. We learn that we have more capability than what we thought. After a while, sometimes we learn that while we might not be limitless, we certainly don't know where the boundary is at of what we could actually accomplish. I got to tell you, 10 years ago, I never would have thought that behind you, that's what you would see. I was an engineer and I was very unhappy with where I was at. Today, I'm a successful entrepreneur. I'm living my life purpose, and I'm a 3-time Ironman finisher. Go check that out. I used to be 120 pounds and couldn't walk around the block and had a bum hip and a really bad back, and 5 kids and 3 C-sections later. So you never really know if each day with consistency you dream, you set out the plan, you execute the plan, you duck and you weave, you don't give up, and each time you give the best that you can. It's very interesting what you're gifted with when you do that. So that's kind of my coaching philosophy, is learning how to do the best that you can all the time. So it's not about finished times, it's about finish lines. Being an Ironman triathlon, or a work project that you're working on, or a problem with one of your kids, all of these are hard stuff. And so sometimes our coaching in our athletic endeavors teach us the mental skills to be able to navigate those aspects of life a little bit better, which is so super interesting. So a little bit about me as a coach and working with you guys, coaching specific, like say in Training Peaks, an application that we use for workout management and whatnot. When you guys are communicating with me, I'm listening to the words that you say, the words that you choose. If you put stuff in there, if you put a lot of stuff in there, if you don't put stuff in there. I'm listening to kind of this consistent theme. I'm watching how well you do your workouts. All of this kind of tells me a lot of different aspects of who you are. I have you go through a health consultation, so it's a way to zoom out, look at you as a whole, all these different pieces that we're talking about. And then when you're putting in comments, I can tell if you're getting stressed out. I can tell if you're not eating enough. I can tell how well you're managing the training, and from that we have conversations based on, hey, do we need to pull our big girl panties up? Do we need to put I got this hat on? Do we need to eat better? Do we need to rest more? I'm always looking out for the individual as a whole, healthier in the process, and so I'm watching for clues. So when I'm looking at Training Peaks, I might not be really too concerned about pace. Sometimes I am. If your goal is to qualify for the Boston Marathon, I'm going to push you to keep the pace. But sometimes I'm using Training Peaks and using the pace and whatnot to watch how you're progressing as a whole in all these different aspects that we're working on. And it's so interesting. Sometimes people aren't interested in qualifying for Boston, but setting goals, setting a pace goal, pushing yourself in some of these workouts is so important to learn the skill of how to be uncomfortable, how to be okay when it's uncomfortable. And if you learn that lesson on the treadmill, in the gym, trying to maintain a certain pace, and you learn the lesson of how to relax, embrace the suck, be uncomfortable, just think if you could take that lesson into your workplace and you're in a meeting and you're uncomfortable, but you know how to keep your stuff together, you know how to breathe down and settle into it, and this would certainly help you to not have your fight or flight system kicked off, not say things that aren't constructive, learn how to listen more and say things that are constructive and provide feedback instead of reaction. So it's super duper interesting, the things that we can learn through our athletic endeavors when we decide that, yeah, we're going to be okay with pushing ourselves outside the box, learning how to be content, learning how to deal with being uncomfortable, and learning how to allow it to change us, which is a hard skill as well. So that's kind of me as a coach, in how I coach my people in some of the philosophies that I follow. Hope you're having a great day. Namaste.